Hello, you're back crafting with Michelle from Michelle's Ink and Stamp It. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make stencils with our new stencil sheets and the Cricut Maker. These are our new stencil sheets. They're 9 by 12. They're a matte finish, and they're great for all different kinds of projects. So on the back it tells you what kind of stencil film it is, and so this stencil film is 9 by 12. It comes in a package of 4 sheets, and it's 0.005 millimeters. So that's what we're going to look for when we go to find it on our material list. So for this part, I'm going to show you how I go about designing a lot of this. And what I've already done is, I've gone into cartridges, select close to my heart here, and then this is going to show you all the different close to my heart cartridges. And I'm looking for art booking, which is right here. So it shows that it has 1001 images on it. So you're going to just click on that. And then when that comes up, now you can search within this cartridge. So I know that I want to look for overlays, so I'm just going to type in overlays. Me all the images that are on the overlay pages. So I'm going to go down and find whatever stencils I think I might like. And you'll select them here, and then you're going to hit insert when you've figured out how many you want. I always bring in a bunch of them so that I can fill my sheet up, and I'll show you how to do that. So you select 4 or 5, and then you're going to insert images. So then the next thing I do is I go over to my shapes, and I'm using a Microsoft Surface Pro. So your screen may look different. Sometimes all this is along the bottom, sometimes it's along the top. So mine happens to be over on this side. So this is my canvas area that I'm working on. So I'm going to go into shapes, and I'm going to select a square. So when I bring in my square, I need to resize it not to be a square but a rectangle. So in order to do that, you need to take the little locking mechanism off. So you'll see that lock is like a padlock with the thing closed up in it, and it'll open up when you touch it again and unlock it. This is going to let you change sizes on either direction. So I need it 9 inches wide by 12 inches tall. So I've done that. So after I do that, I'm going to hit move to the back. So then you can see all the images that I brought up. So I've already, for time's sake, I've already resized them all. I just click on them and put them where I think they would go on the mat. And then I have just placed them in randomly to where I just have, if I have any leftover material, I could go in and select another one and put in here, or I could just have that little square left. So I think this is what I'm going to go with. So once you've made all your selections and you've resized them, I just kind of moved around the square ones to the edges. I rotated these, which you would grab by the handles, and just rotate them around because they both, this one came in lengthwise. So I want it to be vertical to fit better in there. And so I get the most out of my material. So, so after you've done that, then you're going to put your paper onto your mat. Let me show you how I do that. So whichever way you're going to put it in the machine, I just start up in the upper left hand corner, and I'll put that down So this goes right along the edge of the line. My mat's pretty sticky, so I don't have to worry about scraping it down to make it stick. So the next thing you're going to do is I want to hide the rectangle because I don't want the rectangle to cut out. I just was using that for the size. So I want to hide that. Oops. So let's just tap on the square and it'll highlight it. So I want to hide it. So you just click on the little eyeball and it's going to hide it. Then what you're going to do is make a rectangle around your images. Okay, so let's shrink that down a little bit so we can get them all in there. There we go. So you just start in one corner. You don't have to even touch them all. Okay, let me do it. Let me do that with this hand so you can see it. So you don't touch them. You don't even have to put them all in there or get it perfect. It's going to do it. I just want this to stay in that configuration because I know it'll fit on my paper. So over on this side, you have slice, weld, attach, flatten, and contour. I only want to attach this because I want everything to stay just like it is. It's going to change it all to one color because it's going to cut out all on, I want it to cut out all on that 9x12. So I'm ready to go. I just hit the make it up here. Oh, okay. So it tells me that I shouldn't be larger than 9.5, which that's true. So we'll go back. I'm going to select this and hit the detach so it unattaches it. Or here, I can move this over here. And then I can move this up. And then again, I'm going to select everything and hit attach. Now go to make it. So now it's going to cut it all out on that one page. And I'm within the parameters of what the Cricut will cut on the mat. Okay, so now it comes up with your materials. And I do want the stencil film, but I'm going to show you how to find it. So you browse all. You search in the material here. And pull up my screen, and you're going to go stencil, and you can just put it by that. So it shows you sandblast, stencil, stencil film, and stencil vinyl. So I'm using the stencil film, and I do have it starred because I use it a lot. So, and I know I'll be using it again. So you just select that and click done. So now it knows that what you have, and then it shows you the default pressure. Well, because our stencil film is 0.005 and this one was 0.004, I know I want to put more pressure on so it'll go through, because I've cut it before and sometimes it doesn't cut all the way through and I have to cut it again. But I know if I put the more pressure on, it'll be ready to go. So I can take my mat over to the Cricut. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are over at the Cricut machine. I make sure that I have my mat underneath both guides on each side. Pull it up there. And then I got to do this with both hands, so let me click the flashing light there. This was, the arrows were flashing, so I click that. Now my machine's ready to go. So with the Cricut Maker, once you hit, you wait for the flashing light to go on the cut. Okay, so we have the flashing C, so we're going to press that. The Maker's going to take the blade over to the corner, and it's going to find out if I have the right blade in it, and then it'll start cutting. So we'll be back as soon as it gets done. Okay, well, we're all done cutting, and I realized when let's go to finish and I'll show you what I did. So remember how I told you I attached this all and sent it to the mat? So we're gonna make it again, and then when this mat comes up, I didn't realize, so here's your 9" there. Well, it's just a hair over, bring it up here so you can see it. It's a hair over the 9". So it's going to cut that edge off. I wasn't even thinking about that when I did it, and I do know better. But again, we all make mistakes, so this is a great way for you to learn from my mistake. So you just want to make it so that it's not quite at the 9", that you bring it over some when you're putting it on your, let me see. So when you've got this here, I would go back in here and detach this and just move everything over as much as I could. This one, I would probably just have to resize it down a little bit like that, and then go back in and attach and make it. So now the 9" over here, so I know my paper is it's gonna cut well within those parameters. So you could see the whole thing would be in there and it all fits. So that's what I would do next time. So hopefully you can learn from my mistake. All right, so I told you I would show you how I take it off my mat. So this is, it's hard to tell because this is a clear film, but I will just take my mat and roll it and roll it, and I roll it all the different ways. It breaks up all the fibers, loosens up anything that wasn't cut, and I'll take it and peel the paper off. Let me move my computer here. Okay, so here we are again. Sorry, we were getting ready to leave for our cabin, so I'm finishing this video up there. After I got everything, the 9x12 sheet pulled off of the mat, then you're left with your stencils. So you pull them off. So there you have it. So you just you'll have to clean off your mat. These little pieces, I will just scrape them off with my scraper, and then I put them in a little baggie, because these are great in your, you can dye them, you can use your alcohol inks or your regular inks and put them in a little baggie and shake them up and they'll change colors. You can add glitter to them with some glue. And you can use them in your shaker cards. So I will save these. So there you have your stencils. And now you can use them. And like I showed you before, if you use your memory bondings glue behind them, you flip them over and you put the memory bondings glue on the back. When you use it on your project, they'll stick down, and then you just have to tape a little bit on it to keep it on there, but you don't have to worry about the stuff going up underneath it. So that is it for my stencil video. If you have any questions, just leave me a link or leave me a comment below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and I'll put the other video that I made on my using the stencils, putting them on in memories glue and using the paste on them and stuff, and I'll share that over on this side. Thanks again for joining me. You're crafting with Michelle at Michelle's Ink at Stamp It, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.